Hello everyone. Have you ever wanted something to eat for breakfast but didn't know what to make? Well, I got a nice and easy breakfast for you to make. A toad in the hole. So what you're going to need is a piece of bread, a plate, an egg, a cup that the circumference fits inside of the crust of the bread, a fork, a spatula, a pan, and some Pam. So to start off, you're going to want to come over to the oven, but bring your pan and Pam, and you're going to want to put it on high. Once it's on high, you're going to want to put your pan on the oven and let that sit and heat up. While that's there and heating up, you're going to want to take your piece of bread and put it on your plate. When it's on your plate, you're going to want to take your cup and put it inside of the crust of the piece of bread. Once it is inside the piece of bread, you're going to want to push down until you get it all the way through. And see, I didn't get it that time, so you're just going to want to keep pushing all the way through until usually the little piece of bread inside pops into the cup and you're left with bread with a big hole in the middle. Now once you get that, you're just going to want to put your little piece of bread off to the side and take your bread with the hole in the middle over to the pan with your egg and fork. Once you're over here, you can put all that down on the plate, and you're going to want to take your pan, and once you feel that it's hot enough, just not too hot, not too cold, you're going to want to take the pan, and you're going to want to apply it all around the pan so that your egg doesn't end up sticking to the pan. So now once all that's on there, you're going to want to take your bread that has the hole in the middle and just place that right on the pan. Now once you do that, you're going to want to be kind of fast so the bread doesn't burn. You're going to want to take your egg, crack it anywhere, it doesn't matter, and put the insides of it on or inside of the little hole of the bread. Make sure there's no shells in there. You're going to take your egg and just throw that away. But now you got to hurry. So you take your fork and you want to break the yolk up so that it's all spread around in there because you don't want that to be full. So now you're going to let that sit. Make sure there's no holes in the eggs, and if there is, just pop it. So now you can just take your fork, because it's got all the eggs on it, and your cup, and put that in the sink for later washing. Now with the bread too, you can either butter this up and just put it in the toaster or on here, or you can just toss it. And I usually just toss it because I don't just do anything with that. So now you can take your spatula, and after about a minute or so, you're going to want to take it and check and see how the other side is doing. I just picked it up a little bit and it splattered everywhere, so you're just going to want to keep it there for a little bit longer. You're just going to want to let that sit for about a minute. So now I'm just going to check it again, use my hands and spatula to make sure it's all melted. And it is. So now that when you're able to pick it up like from the side and no egg is coming out, you're going to want to take your handle of the pan and make sure get the spatula underneath the bread. And then once you get it underneath, take your pan, make sure the bread's all the way on the spatula, and you're just going to want to flip it on there. It's okay if you mess up like I just did. You just gotta pull it over so that the whole side of the bread is showing like that, so that you cook the other side of the egg. So now you're gonna let that sit for about another minute or so. So you could, while you're waiting for that, just take your pan and just go and put that away so that you don't have to do that later. So now I like to sometimes eat this with like a condiment on the side. So sometimes I'll just go, I like to have it with ketchup, I don't know, you could have this with anything. So I'll just take the ketchup out while I'm waiting for that to finish up cooking. So now, when you think it's about done, you do the same thing you did to the other side. You're gonna lift it up, see if it's about cooked. If the bread looks cooked and the egg looks done, you can just take that and put it right on your plate that you had sitting there. Then you want to make sure to turn the oven off so that nothing happens with that. Take the pan off of the hot surface that you're on and put your spatula away in the sink for later washing. So now that you should be left with bread that looks kind of like this with the egg in the middle, all done in that on both sides. A little burn over here, but that's fine, it'll still taste fine. And then you can put a little ketchup on the side like I like to do, and then that's just going to be for breakfast. So all you needed to do this for an overview was an egg, piece of bread, a cup, a fork, a spatula, a pan, and some Pam. So next time you're wondering what to have for breakfast, try to make a toad in the hole. It won't let you down.